That's Concola. I'm glad to get a chance to talk here this evening. First of all, I want to thank the government for the increases in social welfare, and all those increases mean a lot to people who are on the breadline, pensioners, people with disabilities and so forth. However, the word from Kerry, where I'm representing, many people are very disappointed in the tourism sector that the VAT rate wasn't reduced to 9%. So many providers in nooks and corners or in all the different places of Kerry are so disappointed, and many of them were waiting for this reduction, hoping that they could survive. And they're very, very disappointed, and many more will close. A lot have closed already, Minister. Wage increases, the increase in rates, and wage increases. And you see, he mentioned there about the minimum wage. He boasted about that, but it's actually the employers have to pay that, as they have to pay all the other wages, and that is a fact. And he keeps saying that the rates are the doing of the local authorities. No, I'm sorry, they're just collectors. Taltayan that set the rates. They're only collectors. The cost of electricity actually have gone up every whole day since he closed Bournemouth. Now you're importing wood chip from South America into Finesport and transporting it up to Offaly to keep the generating station going. Importing briquettes from Germany and Lithuania, so much for carbon footprint. No matter how much he raised the carbon tax, he won't still change the weather. Ireland is now the most expensive for fuel in Europe after today. The health service. People in Kerry who do get sick are constantly being medically compromised. UHK, 50 posts for nurses and carers not filled. Killarney District Hospital, 6 posts not filled. Kenmare District, many beds are not even opened, even though that is opened a new hospital since 2012, nearly 11 years anyway. Dingle, 3 posts, Cahersaveen, 2 posts, and in your budget he was saying that he is going to provide more beds. He can't provide beds if he don't provide the nurses and carers. That's what's wrong. Many beds are still empty in Kerry tonight because they don't have the nurses and carers to staff them. That's the gospel truth. GPs are constantly under pressure because the immigrant population has increased in Killarney and different places around the ring of Kerry. Reimbursement for cataracts, now if that reduced, many patients will maybe lose their eyesight if they can't afford to go to Belfast. And the ambulance delay. A baby in Castle Island in recent days who stopped breathing would have to wait an hour and a half, or if the mother got someone to drive her child into UHK. That's not satisfactory. Nurses and carers who came out of retirement to work now for the HSE are now being told that they have to pay, they have to reimburse the pensions, pay back some of their pensions, because if they went to work for private providers, they wouldn't have to pay it back at all. You have to look at that, Minister. Carers, he's boasting that he's going to increase the cap for carers. That won't happen till next July. And we asked you to do away with the means testing, Minister. That's all we asked. They deserve that. The increase in carbon tax again today is further exasperates everyone that has to use a car to go to work, increasing costs for lorries and commercial vehicles, transporting food and essential goods and supplies, transporting agricultural products, passenger bus hire, and taxis are going to be impacted as well. The carbon tax is also pricing vehicles off the road, very little money for roads in Kerry, widening footpaths, narrowing roads, the Rock Road in Killarney Town, the thoroughfare is reduced, and now, to compound it, you're narrowing the road going up Spa that serves Kilcummin and Tiernabowl and Guinea Gwille all the ways over to Guinea Village. They come down that road, in that road now. That's, how to say, ordained by the Greens, and that's the price for having them in government with you. And it was he picked them. And you know what will happen now? The cars and lorries will have to go up on the footpaths and put the bicycles out on the road, because the road is actually narrower in many places now than the two sets of footpaths and cycleways on either side of the road. The Killarney bypass is 24 years in the waiting. Blackwater Bridge to Sneem, built for horses and cars over 200 years ago. Local roads, LIS scheme 660 still on the waiting list. Farmers who were promised their acres payments had to wait 6 months or more. Cost of diesel and all services going up all the time, leaving many struggling to survive. Nitrates derogation, rules and regulations driving farmers into the ground. Farmers who wish to supply the grid from solar energy are held up by the ASB as their infrastructure and lines and transformers are not adequate. Farmers who were told they could produce 60 to 80% of their own power now told they can only provide 30 to 40%. Infrastructure, sewerage and water treatment plants. Khmer waiting over 12 years. Beaufort 7 or 8 years before progress to put it out to tender. I mean, this is what people have to put up with. Scotland, Lynn and Corra, no treatment plant systems. And Brasta, my van can't even build one other house until the treatment plant is upgraded. At the same time, we are spending billions on immigrants. 2 billion this year, 3 to 4 billion over the last 2 years. We are not even sure where many of these have come from. And we are entitled to know that. It will be a great country if we can stick it. Squandering money, 336,000 for a bicycle shed, almost 1.5 million for a hut. We can't even afford to do the necessary river cleaning to protect our homes or roads. Minister, I welcome the hot meals program that's being introduced, and I welcome any improvement to the bus transport service. But there's no clarity in your statement as what's going to happen there. I'm very worried and concerned about the social, personal and health education curriculum that is being ordained by this government and your own minister. Many concerned parents have contacted me regarding the new SPHE education to put a stop to teaching of this program and carry out an urgent review of the explicit content. This is sexual exploitation of children, and there's something wrong with it when you're telling them not to tell their parents what's happening inside those classes.